Former President Ronald Reagan's U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia has some serious doubts about Robert Mueller's involvement in the Russia investigation. One America's John Hines has this report from Washington.
One America News caught up with former U.S. Attorney Joe diGenova, who has been highly critical of the Mueller probe and the Russia collusion investigation. diGenova offered his thoughts on who really wrote the Mueller report, the forthcoming Inspector General's report, and U.S. Attorney John Durham's ongoing investigation.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that Bob Mueller didn't write it. I was somewhat surprised by his testimony because it appears that he didn't read it. But I think the writer was clearly Andrew Weissman and a couple of the other people that were the chief aides to Mr. Mueller. But make no mistake about it, this was a Weissman investigation. It was a Weissman report.
That would be Andrew Weissman of the Criminal Fraud Division at the Department of Justice, someone who appears to have had ties to Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party, and who was appointed a top prosecutor and manager on the Mueller team. Even before joining the Mueller team, Weissman received briefings from DOJ lawyer Bruce Ohr, says diGenova.
He began getting briefings from Bruce Ohr while he was still the head of the fraud section in Maine Justice. He, Weissman, was the head of the fraud section, having no responsibility for a counterintelligence matter. He should never have been briefed by Bruce Ohr. So Weissman insinuated himself into this matter from the very beginning. He positioned himself. He asked to be brought onto the case. He asked Mueller to bring him on. Mueller did so.
But the so-called Weissman investigation may have a coda at the end. A Department of Justice Inspector General's report on the conduct of DOJ employees. And it's a report that has been delayed because more witnesses have come forward, says diGenova.
My understanding is it's going to take a little while longer because people are coming back and asking to be re-interviewed. They have seen that the Durham investigation is a serious one, and some people, as I understand it, are being asked to be re-interviewed again because they either weren't forthcoming originally or have had memory flashes.
So September is a reasonable time frame for the Horowitz report, do you think?
Sometime after Labor Day is my understanding, in light of the some of the re-interviews.
Finally, diGenova says the so-called investigation of the investigators by U.S. Attorney John Durham is proceeding quickly, having interviewed dozens of witnesses, and is now well into the critical criminal phase, having convened a grand jury. John Hines, One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.